Hello friends, so in this session we will try to understand the concept of thermal power plant, how it is made and how it works. So first of all, the main component of the thermal power plant is the boiler. So let us make the schematic diagram of boiler. Let's say this is our boiler. There are lots of components mounted in the boiler. So then downside of the boiler there is a component which is called FRS, that is feed regulating station. This is called feed regulating station. It actually regulates the flow of the water inside the boiler. So the inner component of the boiler I will explain later. First of all, let's try to understand the outer components other than the boiler. So when steam is formed in the boiler, then it goes from the boiler, and the main steam goes out of it, and it goes to the high pressure turbine. It goes to the high pressure turbine, and then the low enthalpy steam, or we can call the cold reheat steam comes out of the high pressure turbine, and then it goes to the reheater which is mounted inside the boiler. Then this reheated steam comes out from the reheater, and then it goes to the intermediate pressure turbine. And high pressure turbine and intermediate pressure turbine shaft are common. Both shaft are common. So this is the rotor or shaft which is common in both high pressure turbine and low intermediate pressure turbine. Then after that, steam when comes out from the intermediate pressure turbine, then it goes to the low pressure turbine. Now the low pressure turbine is large in size, and there are actually two low pressure turbine mounted side by side, so that there should not be any axial thrust. Axial thrust developed by both the turbine will be cancelled out, and this low pressure turbine finally deliver the mechanical energy to the generator. Fine. Now the very low enthalpy steam when comes out from the low pressure turbine, then it is actually contained in the condenser, and the condensed steam which is now converted in form of water, that is called actually condensate. This is condensate. Okay, this condenser is actually the big heat exchanger, bigger in size. Now this condensate, this is also called hot well. Now this condensate comes out to the condensate pump, then it goes from condensate pump to ejector. And the work of this ejector is to remove air mixed in the condensate. Then from this ejector, this is thrown to the low pressure heater. There is a low pressure heater. This condensate is thrown in the low pressure heater. Then after that, it goes to the deaerator. It goes to the deaerator, in which the main function of deaerator is to remove, extremely remove the air. Though no molecules of the air should be there. It is not possible, but it tries to remove all the quantity of air. Then after from the deaerator, it goes to the booster pump. Booster pump actually suck the condensate at very low pressure with very high power. Then it goes to the boiler feed pump, and then it comes to the high pressure. Let me. So here it was low pressure heater. Then after boiler feed pump, it comes to the high pressure heater. It comes to the high pressure heater, and from the high pressure heater, it goes to the feed regulating station. Now we'll try to understand the each components of the boiler. From the feed regulating station, the water goes to the economizer. In which the water is already warmed with the help of the boiler. The hot gases from the boiler is used to heat the water. Then it goes to the water wall of the boiler. In the next session, we'll try to understand the functioning of the boiler. So we'll elaborately understand each component like economizer, water wall, how it works. Then from the water wall, it goes to the boiler drum, and then from the water drum, it goes to the convective superheater. All these components are mounted inside the boiler. Then it goes to the radiative superheater, and then it goes to the pendant superheater, and then our main steam form. So here we have used different type of superheaters. First is the convective superheater. In the convective superheater, actually the steam formed is superheated with the help of the gases released from the boiler. And in radiating superheater, the further superheated steam is warmed with the help of the radiation emitted from the boiler. And pendant superheater is actually used to reduce the temperature. If anyhow from the convective superheater and radiative superheater a temperature becomes very high, then pendant superheater used to decrease its temperature. So it is mainly used for regulation of the temperature released from the boiler. So this is the main function of the boiler. Overall picture of the schematic diagram of the boiler. In the next session, we'll try to understand the functioning of the boiler. This was mainly the structure and schematic diagram of the boiler. Thank you.